Even when equipped with the driving knowledge, skills and experience to be awarded Pepsico's #1 ambassador on the road, events can still occur around you which we refer to as external conditions. Congestion, aggressive or unsafe behavior of other road users, the actions of pedestrians, time pressures, driving with reduced visibility and even darkness, to acting accordingly with the unpredictable weather. At the heart of dealing with these external conditions is how you let it affect your ability to drive safely and keep stressful situations under control. Let's firstly deal with the pressures of driving for work. Everyone will face times where they take on challenges and demanding schedules. Employees that drive for work suffer higher levels of stress than ordinary road users. This may impair their performance and reduce safety, leading to driver errors, violations, or even collisions. We asked 2 representatives from the PepsiCo sales team who have not only been acknowledged for holding a clean safety record behind the wheel, but who are also good in their role to give their views on driving as part of their job.
In our job, we face various difficulties: long routes, negotiations with customers, time pressure. We have to cope with all of that during the workday. We have to fight stress. If during our work, weather conditions change or other unforeseen circumstances change, initial planned schedules can become void. Don't take it to heart or get stressed. Clients become unhappy when I can be late to a meeting with them. But I try not to violate safety rules, in particular while driving, because you can always renegotiate with people rather than not arrive at all.
In our job, we face stressful situations while we drive. A client can call me when I'm driving. At the same time, I'm driving a vehicle, but I know this question needs to be resolved right now, but I cannot stop.
Hello? Yes, I know you called me 3 times. I was driving. I could not take the call. Anything happened? Yes, I understand. I'll hurry up. In the morning when I go for work, even when I have a precise plan of action, everything can change. Weather can change, circumstances can change, work conditions change. You need to be prepared for that. Do not stress. You need to adjust yourself to the changed conditions and carry on.
Having the right attitude and concentration, combined with the effective use of the system of car control, should be at the heart of every decision you make behind the wheel. On hand to offer his direction on effectively using the system is advanced driving instructor Rodion Manikiev, who helped guide Aliona through the impatient early morning traffic. Effective observations and anticipation is the foundation on which other elements of the system rely on. Use your eyes like radar. Scan all the areas out front and to the sides of your vehicle. Taking and using information requires the driver's full attention and concentration. Have a habit of looking in the very far distance first, as far as you can see, and try to identify potential hazards early. In demanding conditions, you should take the process of observation one stage further and ask the question, what if? Start with what you observe, look for clues, and then predict how the situation is likely to unfold. Your reaction time will very much depend on how prepared you are for something to happen. It takes your brain twice the time to react to something you do not expect. This is why you need to actively look for hazards, to give you extra time to deal with the situation. The overriding consideration is always safety.
As you can see, the lighting has been switched off. If you look around, you will see that people, pedestrians, are hardly visible.
You should position yourself so that you can see as much of the road ahead as possible. Remember, the earlier you see something, the earlier you can react. Early vision, early decision. Adjustments to speed should be made smoothly and steadily before a hazard is reached. Once you have the correct speed, set the right gear. Gear changes should be smooth. It's fine to omit gears when changing, for example 4th to 2nd on approaching a hazard.
Now let's look at how to prioritize hazards. What kind of hazards do we have? Is it a pedestrian? Move forward, please. How close is the hazard? Where is our vehicle positioned? Is the hazard moving or stationary?
Accelerate away as smoothly as possible to ensure that tyre grip is always maintained.
Receiving information, hazard perception, planning your actions, choosing your position, choosing your speed, choosing right gear, when to accelerate, interaction with others. Are all these difficult tasks? Sometimes quite difficult. So by developing a systematic way of driving, you'll be able to understand when external conditions, unsolved tasks, can influence your driving. And you can manage this process by concentrating on the process of driving, on receiving information, on hazard perception. This will give you an opportunity to switch your attention on the process. Of course, we're all human, and we have a job to do, and different tasks to solve. But by improving your driving to a system with focus on safety, this allows us to switch our attention to driving.
With any extreme condition you come across, the correct execution of the system of car control is what will keep you safe behind the wheel.
Ahead I can see a green traffic light. Ahead I can see a truck with one rear light not working. The vehicle behind keeps good following distance. Judging by the tram tracks, the road ahead turns right. We change our position slightly to the left within our lane. Release the gas, reduce speed. Our vision is improving, red traffic light. Release the gas and squeeze smoothly the brake pedal, at the same time checking mirrors, who is behind us, and switch on the parking brake.
Let's look to other extreme conditions you will certainly come across in driving for your job.
When we're talking about bad weather, about extreme driving conditions, we're talking about rain, strong wind, snowfall and icy road. We're also talking about low sun, which can dazzle your eyes. In these conditions, make sure you have good visibility of the road ahead, where you can stop your car, control the vehicle behind you, and timely take decisions where you don't have to do harsh braking, as other drivers can be dazzled by the sun.
To help reduce glare, we suggest keeping a pair of sunglasses in your vehicle. If driving at night cannot be avoided, the first thing to do is get acclimatized, as it takes our eyes several minutes to get adjusted, and the lights of oncoming traffic can be dazzling, making it difficult to judge distance correctly. One of the biggest risks in city driving at night is with pedestrians, especially in dark clothes, who are hard to spot, but will step out into traffic if it's slow moving, thinking you have seen them. Be vigilant in residential areas and reduce your speed. The faster a car is driven, the higher the risk of being involved in an accident. The probability of a crash with a pedestrian being fatal rapidly increases when the collision speed is above 40 kilometers an hour. Bear in mind the attitude of other drivers who are eager to get where they're going after a day at work and do not want to be stuck in traffic, making them impulsive and much more reckless. If you need to do night driving for longer distances on motorways or side roads, mentally prepare yourself for the journey ahead. In autumn and winter especially, expect the weather to change dramatically, and a combination of darkness, wind, rain, ice or snow means you need to drive confidently and cautiously. If you have doubts over your safety, don't take the risk. Ask yourself whether it's 100% necessary to be traveling. Less lights on the road means less visibility. Make sure all your lights are in working order and are clean. Make sure your windscreen is clear and with enough solution in the car. Have both windscreen wipers ready and up to the job. Have refreshments to hand. Road signs will be harder to see, so give yourself time to react to upcoming junctions and think about where traffic could appear from. Drive below the speed limits that indicate road changes ahead. This is a maximum safe speed for normal conditions, not a target, especially at night. Extend your following distance so you can always stop if necessary. Do not accelerate away from a vehicle if it's close behind you, no matter how intimidating it can be. On unlit roads, you must drive within the distance illuminated by your headlights. If you need to turn off a main road, approach slowly in preparation for any hazard. The road may be slippery, have potholes, loose stones, even animals. What you can't see, you can't judge, so give yourself time to react and stop. Of course, the biggest hazard on the road when driving at night is tiredness. If you are finding it hard to stay alert, you need to find a place to pull over, rest and recharge. Don't assume you can wait until the next service is en route. If you feel the onset of tiredness, you need to take a break before your ability to make sound decisions is hindered. Remembering the Pepsico requirement to reverse into parking spots. Leave the vehicle and get refreshed, no matter the urgency to get where you are going.
Yesterday, I have covered many kilometers. I've had a long journey. I was returning back while it was already dark, feeling tired. I faced a stressful situation, huge streams of traffic, dazzling from headlights, my fatigue. It was not easy for me to drive my car.
It seems a simple thing, adjusting your rearview mirror. I was not aware of one thing. It appears there are two settings for the mirror, one for day, another for night. You can turn your mirror in the night position and the vehicles behind you will not dazzle you in dark conditions.
A wet road surface has less grip, so tyre condition is very important. It's the tread which removes the water and allows the tyre to grip the road surface. Change your summer tyres if the tread is below 3mm, not 1.6mm as required by law, as with 3mm your stopping distance in wet conditions is 25% shorter.
Aquaplaning happens when a vehicle gets into a pool of water and loses tyre grip with the road surface.
Aquaplaning, in simple terms, is when a wedge of water builds up between the front of the tyre and the road surface, and the tyre can no longer effectively disperse all the water from under the wheel. If you spot standing water ahead, try to roll through it without making any driving inputs whatsoever. Lift off the throttle, don't brake, don't steer, and roll through in a straight line. Grip will resume once you're out of the water. To reduce the probability of aquaplaning, reduce your speed. Have at least 3mm of remaining tyre tread and have your tyre pressure in accordance with car manufacturers' recommendations.
I hope my advice will help you driving in harsh weather conditions.
If you get up in the morning and you have to scrape ice off your windscreen, then there is a very good chance there will be ice on the road. Get up and your car's covered in snow, you need to allow time to clear every window and mirror, not just the windscreen. You need more than ever full vision around your vehicle and that your lights are clear and visible. Make sure your tyres are ready for the conditions and are well maintained with studs and good tread. Keeping your steering, braking and acceleration, which are the main causes of skidding, smooth, will help keep you safe and your vehicle stable.
Remember, the main causes of road collision is driver error, wrong decisions or dangerous behaviour while driving. Be safe. Apply the system of car control. Change your driving style to suit the changed conditions.
Корректируйте свое движение под меняющиеся условия. Позади меня приближается автомобиль.
One vehicle behind is approaching. Most likely it intends to overtake me. Not a good place to overtake. It is good the driver decided not to overtake me.
Tyre tracks can form very quickly in snow, and moving out of these tracks onto the undisturbed snow can seriously unsettle the car. Unless it's absolutely necessary, try to avoid changing lanes, and if you have to, do very gradually with minimal, smooth inputs. On exposed roads, snow can drift onto the road from adjacent fields. Be aware that there may be potholes under the snow and sludge, so keep your speed down. Also, you need to take into account the environments you drive through that can be affected by microclimates, which hold low temperatures causing frost and damp, such as deep valleys, hillsides and slopes that are shaded and large shadowed areas. Bridges are especially prone to these conditions, as they are exposed from all sides and can be icy even when approaching roads may not be. Driving in fog can be very dangerous, as visibility and contrast reduce dramatically. It is difficult not only to estimate correct distance, but also correct speed. Use dipped headlights and fog lights. Do not use full beam, as this will dazzle other road users. Be aware of other drivers not using their headlights. Signal in good time and brake early to give warning to other drivers. Increase following distance, but remember, you must be able to stop within the distance you can see. Do not drive on or over the centerline, as you may hit an oncoming vehicle, and switching off the radio will also allow you to hear other traffic better. If you feel it is too dangerous, do not drive, and management will support your decision. There might be cases where you made a steering mistake and the right side of your car catches the right shoulder with a different grip. In this situation, you should not try to steer away from the hard shoulder. You should slowly reduce your speed and only then turn back to the road. Otherwise, you can unbalance your car and it could be thrown in the path of oncoming traffic and even roll over. Once back on the road and heading into a corner, remember the limit point can help you judge your correct speed. The limit point is the furthest point ahead at which you have a clear view of the road surface. It allows you to see how tight the corner is and determine a safe speed for it. Remember that in wet and icy conditions the tyre grip is much smaller, the stopping distance is much longer. Your speed should be such that it allows you to stop within the distance you can see to be clear on any road surface.
Reduce speed. Change gear to third gear. To more flexible gear. Turn to the left. Limit point is running. Vehicle in front is approaching. Release gas. Limit point is running away. Maintain gas. Limit point is still running. Pedestrians ahead. Release gas. Roadworks. Braking. Approaching vehicle from behind. Parked cars. Second gear. Pedestrians on the left and right. Parked car. Maintain speed at 40. You can see the limit point, it's moving. Maintain the speed, third gear.
Третья передача.
In all these cases we're talking about, hazard perception is an essential part of the driving task. Proper hazard perception not only consists of scanning and perceiving a hazard in time, but also correctly appraising the seriousness of it and knowing what to do to avert the danger.
Intersection ahead. I can see the following hazards. There's a car on the right, many pedestrians. Parked cars. Check the mirrors. Look, one is moving out. More pedestrians waiting. It's better to move into the next lane rather than be close to pedestrians crossing. There's a car with hazard lights on. Look underneath the bus. Cannot see any legs. We'll have to change position anyway. You need to identify whether there are any hazards in front of the bus. No hazards in front of the bus. A 4x4 vehicle is obstructing the view in front. Do not move close to him. Keep your position. We move forward. It's better to change lane to the left. Ahead is an intersection, also a hazard. Hazard ahead to the right. It's a closed corner with pedestrians and many cars on the left.
Выбери позицию такую, чтобы можно было контролировать эти опасности. Парковка, дверь открывается, автомобиль еще один паркуется, смещаемся левее.
Even in situations where driving fast is the aim, correct hazard perception is needed. We spoke to one award-winning employee of Pepsico who knows the dangers of the road very well indeed.
I have a hobby. I go rally driving. Rally is a sport in which the main goal is to reach a destination point as quickly as possible. Often, when the driver has made a mistake, the car can leave the road. It is important to remember on winter roads that it does not forgive driver errors. You can drive away on dry or wet roads and correct mistakes, but ice and snow or sheet ice do not give that chance. Remember that there is no job, action or event that is worth risking your life and the life of people around you on the road. The road itself is not dangerous.
Дорогие друзья, помните, что ни одна работа или ни одно действие, ни одно событие не стоит того, чтобы рисковать.
It is up to your actions that determine whether the road will be safe or unsafe. I wish you safe driving.
Опасной или безопасной ее делаете вы своими действиями. Я желаю вам безопасной дороги.
Remember, harsh conditions is not the cause of collisions. All accidents are down to poor judgment or risky driver behaviour and not taking into account the changed conditions. Continue to practice and hone your driving skills. Be prepared for every situation and strive to hold the title of PepsiCo's #1 ambassador on the road.